Alright guys, here we go. Let's go with the first series here. INFI versus FLY100%. INFI is going to be removing Amazonia and Twisted Meadows. Fly will remove Ternistan and Last Refuge. Very understandable bans. Twisted Meadows is a horrible map for human. Amazonia is a great fighting map. Non-stop micro. Fly's micro is probably a little bit better than INFI's. So INFI wants to prevent that knife fight in a tight alley kind of situation. The tiny map Amazonia. Fly is going to remove Last Refuge, which is just generally the worst orc map. Ternistan is good and bad, depending who you're up against. Hey look, I have the same t-shirt as INFI. Then removing Ternistan, because against human at least, this map isn't too good. When did you get up? 20-30 minutes? Yep. Exactly, 30 minutes. INFI versus Fly now. The winner is going to go straight to the quarterfinals, which secures them $1,450. Yo, what's up, Scottford? Welcome everyone to the stream. Let's enjoy some games of Warcraft 3. Alright, here we go with the first map on Northern Isles. I believe this map is a little bit better for Orc. The great thing about Northern Isles for Orc is that there is no mercenary camp. Additionally, because the map is fairly large, Endurance Aura allows Orc to move around the map a little bit quicker than a human. Now this is true of course for small maps as well, but the greater the distance, the more you benefit from that kind of advantage. Kodobeast of course is always still slow despite the aura, so they do get picked off sometimes. Important about this map are the two orange camps on the mid left and mid right. They drop a big consumable. Sometimes you'll see a human straight up militia creep it. And then there's also the Magnetor camps, the red spots in the top left and bottom right. They drop a very important item, Brilliance, Unholy, or Endurance Aura. This can be very determining. This time Fly did not go for a no barracks tech. Focus really favored the no barracks tech. And it was responded to by INFI with a fast expansion, which Focus did end up winning on this map with Farseer fast tech into Shadowhunter and double Beastry Macerators. Fly is going to open up with the barracks one burrow tech, which I think is the most standard build for Orc and probably also one of the best. General reminder that of course this tournament is played in the Reforged graphics. Reforged being the reason that this tournament is even funded in the first place. Thinking about the life cycle of Warcraft 3 at this point in 2020, it's incredible that we have a tournament with a first place prize of $35,000. And it's made possible due to the Reforged release earlier this year, despite whatever you think of the quality of the release and the graphics. Presumably the contract says it will be played in Reforged. INFI went with the 27-foot tech. I believe that's 9 peasants on lumber, which means he actually has 1 peasant to spare in terms of being allowed to lose it to feral spirits. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is he militia creeping as well? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 7? He has 7 instead of 9? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He hasn't lost any, and he only made 7? 1, 2, 3, 7 peasants! Six peasants. So he actually made more footmen, fewer peasants. before teching. He went for the 27 foot tech. Normally you see 26 foot or 28. 26 being standard, 28 being like one more footy before he goes. No, he has 9? Really? Oh, nice grunts around by INFI on the grunt of Fly. He's probably gonna lose a footman for it, but that's so worth it. Footmen are far more expendable than grunts. They don't get remade in the late game. Grunts do get remade. 1 grunt for a footman. Great start for INFI. Not so much for Fly. Fly, level 1.3. He managed to kill a footman. Has gone for the fast tech now into the Spirit Lodge and Torrent Chieftain. And I saw another resource drop, which means he's probably made the bestiary. In comes the 3rd grunt. Always scary around these creep camps with the Murloc Huntsman. The level 2 Murloc in the orange-ish color. It can choose to ensnare one of the units capriciously. And the level 3 creep goes to Fly. 1.5 item picked up though by INFI. Gets the Cloak of Shadows. Very good start for INFI so far. He got his level 2 early, which means Brilliance starts ticking and he's able to summon many water elementals. And he got the majority of the creeps. Level 2.5. 2.4. Gets another wolf. No, he does not get another wolf. Now reaching tier 2, going with a double Arcane Sanctum setup into Arcane Vault. And a Mountain King 2nd. Chimiko, the Korean human player, and TH, the Chinese human player, both really like Rifleman openers. Rifleman openers giving them an earlier threat ratio, more creeping capability, a resilience to Wind Rider tech by Orc, even if it's just 1. And overall, just a number of advantages in resilience. But Maskcasters has the advantage of being able to go into Sorceresses. Yo, Mikasa Sukasa, thank you for the sub, dude. Thank you very much. Maskcasters has the advantage of having an earlier Sorceress without giving up Priest production and Priest upgrade. As well as... Oh, he killed... Okay, this is actually significant. He killed a level 4 creep with the Archmage still there. If you kill this entire camp and then the entire Goblin Laboratory without the Archmage present, MK is exactly level 3. And he would have been 2.1 from the camp, but he's 1.8 because Archmage was partially there. I guess he's not speccing fast into MK3. He wants his Archmage 3 as well, or it was an oversight. You can also go Mass Breakers very easily from Double Arcane. Fly is here because these 2 camps are the routine for human. Absolutely the routine. And he wants to slow this down. Every time Orc doesn't slow this down, human has a great start on Northern Isles. But when Orc is able to auto-attack steal one of the creeps, or just slow him down, Orc has a better setup. Nice Water Elementals kill, 42 XP. Mostly, even though he wasn't able to slow down the creeping, he did quote-unquote force the Archmage to be part of the army as it was creeping. So in that sense, MK is only level 2.6. Had Farseer never shown up to disrupt INFI, MK could have been 3 already with an Archmage 2.5. Now, the Goblin Shop. INFI's been creeping faster than Fly. Fly has been prioritizing his TC level 3. And INFI now bolts around the Null Overseer, which will give him level 3 Archmage, a great item potentially. What does he get? Robe of the Magi. That's fantastic. Not only bonus 60 mana pool on the MK, but also gets mana regeneration. Archmage level 3. He goes Brilliance level 2. Brilliance level 2, that means he will be playing a Thunderclap focused style. Not feeding water elementals into the shamans, but fully going into clap. Attrition. 1 footy on the Great Hall, sending another 2 to try and cancel the Great Hall. Fly scrambles to defend it, and the footmen pull back. INFI goes for his own expansion. And presumably will bring militia to creep it and to counter-expand. A great hole that has started, that is now 30% of the way finished, can still be overtaken by 5 militia. Invis TC already, that's early! That's a very early Invis TC, who tried to steal the creep. Does not steal the Ogre Mage 5, but does steal the Crystal Orb item from INFI. The Invis saved his Farseer and stole the Crystal Orb. At worst, that's 150 gold, right? Troll level 6 taken by Fly. Gets an Ankh of Reincarnation. Big Stormbolt on the Shaman gets killed off by Breakers attacking with Feedback. Next Stormbolt available, but the Speed Scroll by Fly gets him away. Great Hall's only halfway done, and there's Footman there to attack it. And note that INFI did not counter-expand. He's putting everything into the attack. Militia coming to attack. MK is level 3 with Scroll the Beast, Ring of Regen, Ring of Protection. The Great Hall has been cancelled. Kodo! Kodo in the front! Kodo in the front! Does not get bolted because he doesn't want to bolt a full HP Kodo while the TC can move in and get a War Stomp. INFI's game plan is developing very, very well. He's gone over 50 food with 2 breakers as the Footman in the Kodo dies. There's 3 Kodos here. Kodos are the best counter against breakers in small numbers. Once there's 10 plus breakers, Kodos don't have as much of an impact. But in these fights, they can do good. Fighting position up. He's got 4 Kodos! This is insane! Thunderclap on all the creeps and a single grunt. INFI does not care about optimizing that surface spread on Fly's units. 4 Kodos in a 50 food army. This is 2 grunts, 2 shaman and 4 Kodos. Hey BGR Criticism, how's it going? You asking if I'm okay? I'm very okay. I'm super happy to be casting this. If my voice sounds different, that's just a morning thing. Let's see if those Kodos can get connection. It's all gonna be down to whether they can get a connection of devouring. Great. Town Hall has been started by INFI. Counter expand while over 50 food. That's always very expensive. A normal expand for human costs almost 400 gold. Power building costs almost 600 gold. And when you're on over 50 food, look, he's out of lumber and gold. When you're over 50 food, it costs even more in theory, adjusted for inflation. Kodos go in, no devours. A lot of damage on the TC. This is a very clunky army by FLY100%. Baiting out a Stormbolt on the Farseer, pretending to be out of position, managing the cooldowns is a great thing. Fewer claps. He's still not eating. There we go, 1 eat. Clap, clap coming in, clap. Clap on the Shaman, leaves him at 1 life. Archmage comes in to try and get an auto attack. Gets War Stomped. This is the time for Kodos to eat when you're doing hero focus fire. 1 grunt goes down. A single Kodo has eaten. Just 1 Kodo. Observer shows it. Counter expansion finishes. Fly's expansion still building as well. Both players over 50 food. Fly's army is bigger. His TC is fairly well protected. 5 agility means bonus 1.5 armor. 2 potions of invulnerability and an Ankh of Reincarnation. Why no speed scroll? Just run in and eat and run out. So Floyd Riggs, this is INFI we're talking about. One of the best humans in the world. It would be a big mistake if speed scroll comes in and he doesn't cast a single dispel. You definitely can cast dispel and speed scroll. Then you get a clap on the entire orc army. Maybe 1 or 2 Kodos eat. You move the breakers, they don't eat. MK creeping gets level 4. He would really like endurance aura. Ah, Hood of Cunning. 4 agility and 4 intelligence is not what he wanted. Meantime, Fly creeping the Laboratory can get a class +9, gets a class +9. That's the second one for the Farseer. Drops it on the floor. Gives what to the TC? An illusion. Picks up second class. There's a TP for the Farseer. TPing on top. Gets him clapped on everything, but it also gives him Kodo Devour options. INFI knows it's going to be a cut-off TP, so he actually positions his vulnerable backline at the top, breakers in front. This is a great position for Thunderclap. There is a Kodo Eat. Second Kodo Eat attempt. Chomp, 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 miss. One Kodo Eaten. That's 2 breakers in the Kodo bellies. Check the bottom Kodo. Check it, 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 Chan. He didn't check the bottom Kodo. I don't know if that other breaker has been devoured yet. There's a kill. That's one way to kill breakers. Just eat them, lol. Now, Fly doesn't have speed scroll. No, he only checked 3 out of the 4 Kodos. 1 Kodo ate. But I wondered whether the 4th Kodo was still eating the old breaker. What does Orc have versus Breaker besides Kodos early? Kodos are the best counter early. And Lightning Orb, Tar and Pulverize are the best counter late. But Breakers are the kind of unit that get better and better the more you micro and support them. And Snare also helps because they are magic immune, but Ensnare is not magic. So it's a way to lock them down. Alright, so most of the creep camps are now in the bottom right of the map. 3 big orange camps. It's near INFI's expansion, but the breakers are continually being... See, he's still eating. The breakers are continually being the reveal on the Fly's army. So Fly can't really creep anything, to be honest, without INFI knowing. And INFI gets the confidence to creep this. INFI... with a mana pot on Mountain King, but no invulnerability. Fly has done good middle of the map control, shop control, to deny invulnerabilities on the Mountain King. Though, you must say that Fly doesn't really have a hero-focused type of army. And the MK won't easily be taken down with his Thunderclap and armor and HP that he has. But now with Headhunters being added, and a Wind Rider, 2 Wind Riders, Fly has a very cool army. Water Elementals can get purged, so there isn't that much anti-air. Looks good for Fly actually. But he goes in, gets bolted, gets massively attacked by Spellbreakers. Wow, there's flying machines here, 3 of them. They will make short work of the Wind Riders. And more importantly, Wind Riders are not attacking something more important. Raiders going down, great micro for INFI. He TPs out to protect himself as he kills at least 1 Wind Rider. He kills the TC. But in the meantime, Fly did use a grunt to kill so many peasants. And the TC, of course, had an Ankh of Reincarnation. He had to burst through it. You don't see an Ankh and then say, well, I'll never focus your TC then. You gotta get through it once. How many breakers ate? 1, 2. 2 breakers eaten. But flying machines are a fantastic counter to Wind Riders. And INFI uses the knowledge that Fly's breakers, Kodos, are back to his natural to take the Magnetar. Remove his Archmage and he could even get MK level 5 from this. Thunderclap 3 will be huge, with flyings to counter Wind Riders. And Clap to counter basically everything else. Fly is in a phenomenal position. And these flyings, they can get taken out by 2 Bat Riders. Greetings, but only when they group up. The Witch Doctor on the field also to control the map. But with flying machines, true sighting, those Witch Doctors will die. Their sentries will die or get control magicked. There are no grunts left, so he actually uses a Lightning Shield Raider to harass peasants. Kodos eating, TC trying to get in position, gets storm bolted, breakers attacking. Kodos isn't as good. No more Wind Riders being made, so he chooses not to fight the aerial war. Mountain King level 5! Invul on the TC presently tries to get into the backline, but there is almost no backline. There's one priest and one archmage. This is 100% spellbreaker army, which also means it's not healing very much. There is still a TP on the Farseer. He casts Chain Lightning. There is no backline. Fly can just TP out. He's probably eaten a lot. There aren't that many breakers left. He still has 2 heal scrolls though. Fly's in a pretty decent spot, especially since Raider has been killing peasants. He doesn't kill peasants very fast. In comes the first heal scroll. TC is low. TC is low. He wants to give the TP to the TC. He does. Kodo dying. 1 Kodo dies. Priest has died as well. In comes the backline again. 2 priests. So the Raider with Lightning Shield almost killed all the peasants, but actually killed none. Every of the 3 remaining Kodos has eaten. MK found Cloak of Flames from the Magnetor. That's so good for Mountain King. Should have still preferred to have Unholy Aura, especially since INFI is going so light on the backline. Priests and Sorks, very few, because he doesn't want things to get stomped. So in that situation, Breakers regen would be really, really helpful. I wonder whether he upgraded Breakers. I feel like he probably should, considering he's making so many of them without as much backline. So Mortars, Sorks and Priests can get stomped, BGR. That's why he's not making too many. So Fly is actually 6 food down, but he is eating 9 food worth of Breakers. So he's also kind of ahead. And he has shop control again. A lot of headhunters here. If he can zone out the Mountain King from his own clump of units with Ensnare or Purge. Oh my god, that was so much damage on the TC. This is ridiculous. The next one is really gonna hurt. There's a Bat Rider. 1 bat. No, sorry, I thought that was a bat attack. It's actually Kodos. Purge on the Water Elementals. 2 Breakers getting eaten again. And it's INFI that TP's out. Right, let me explain you something about human pro TPs. TH and INFI. I haven't heard this from them, but I can see it. They have discovered that defensive TPs are a great way to deal with Orc. Considering Orc has no Brilliance Aura and no healing hero, and no healing ward from Master Witch Doctors, all the damage you deal to Orcs will stick virtually permanently. 1/1 upgrades incoming, by the way, for Breakers. So humans often TP even though they're winning. The best humans in the world anyway. So when they see that they have no shop control, they don't have access to Potion of Invulnerability. They just TP when their Mountain King drops to 40-50% life. And out of mana. Then they go home, they get clarity, regen scroll, and they fight again. Every time they thunderclap the whole Orcish army twice, even if they kill nothing, that's a win, because they just costed the Orc a lot of money. The thing that really takes away from that is Kodos eats it. Oh my god, he bought Endurance. It's only 400 gold. He now has attack speed and movement speed. Shopping at the marketplace. Endurance Aura on the Archmage. Attack speed and movement speed. Wow. But yeah, that's what they do. They clap and then they TP. And someone in chat asked, why is he making the TC only stomp the MK? So every fight is beginning with a bolt on the TC. Look for it this time. He's going to open up to bolt the TC, then focus it, then clap it. Then TC is 20% life. Who do you want him to stomp? Here, boom, bolt. Focus him with feedback, then clap. Now, who do you want him to stomp? He's very slow, and he's almost dying. You want him to stomp the backline? He's dead. You get what you can, man. Look, he stomped no one, because they're all magic immune, and Mountain King is invul. That's the problem with good humans. A lot of breakers. And no attractive stomp targets. And I'll tell you what, even if he stomps the entire sorceress and priest line, what do you think it would do? They get stunned for a bit, but they don't die. This Orcish army is a great way of dealing with mid-sized human army. But without having mass Berserker, Tauren and casters, you cannot deal with this army. In fact, when Human gets this army, MK5 and Mass Breakers, they are quite advantaged. And don't say he should go Shadowhunter second or something. No hero or caster does anything against Mass Breakers. Alright, here we go with the next map. It's gonna be Fly's Choice, Concealed Hill. If necessary, the final map will be Echo Isles. And Fly and INFI had a very funny game on Echo Isles in, I believe, 2010. In 2010, I believe INFI won WCG? No. Reminded, I was second. In 2009, I believe INFI won. And they had a 4-minute game on Echo. Fly harassed INFI at the Merc camp, stole his level 5 creep and killed his hero or something. And INFI left. Hey, glad you like it. Thank you, Nico Veritas. But how do you do it when Human has XP advantage and MK is higher level than TC? Well, Northern Isles is actually quite scripted. I have played similar games to Fly against INFI many times. And when Human gets the level 5 Ogre Mage on this side of the map, and then the laboratory, and then gets the level 5 creep from the shop, Human has a very big advantage. So even when you're spamming Kodos, you need to go all the way from Northern Isles, wherever you are on this side of the map. You need to go here and fight them at the laboratory with Kodos, even though there's militia, which is very tough. Or, something I started doing, is I'm using my Farseer to steal the level 5 creep before they do it in the early mid game. And when you take away that Ogre Mage 5, you can do it with 2 sets of Wolves and a level 1 Farseer. I've done it a few times. It's always felt like a great result when that happens, because then MK doesn't get as high level as quickly. I feel like Fly was just creeping too slowly, and really Grunts creep slower than the Headhunters, so... No, Acid Bomb doesn't work against Breakers, say Forecast. They're magic immune to it. When did you play against INFI? Did he ask you to practice before WGL? No, I mean, I've played games like the one INFI and Fly just played, Hitman StarCraft. Not I played against INFI recently when he played like that. Lol. But I think I last played against INFI in 2009, probably, or 2008. Gonna drink some water. Farseer Fast Tech by Fly. Let's see if he drops the War Mill Barracks, or more likely he's just gonna go double grunt into very quick TC. Freddy TC asks, I wonder what these guys did in the past 10 years. I think for the most part they were part of the scene and streamed before this current resurgence of the Warcraft esports scene that we're seeing. Oh, that's a great item, Claws of Attack for INFI. When I met INFI and TH in I don't know if it was 2015 or 18. I think it was 2018. Or 17, I don't know. Nostalgia Battlefield. I realized that they value Claws of Attack on Archmage so much. That's something I didn't think enough about when I was pro. That the humans are actually thirsty for the claws. Everyone was always talking about Blade Master and claws. That I was really sleeping on the value of an Archmage with claws. But they love the machine gunning it does. Anyway, 9 peasants start again for INFI. 8 being the optimal amount you need to tech and get everything. But because of Feral Spirit Harass, he gets a 9th one. Some people get 10. Some European humans in particular. That's probably overdoing it. It's, if you want to call militia every single fight, but it slows your tech down by another 10 seconds. INFI gets a Feral Spirit, levels up to level 2. Yeah, INFI's ID on NetEase, his nickname, is literally I want many claws of attack. I think you could give Asian humans like INFI some trouble. You're much better versus human than me, and even I can scrape a few games here and there. It would be very fun to play against them, but I don't really like playing with 200 ping. I know you don't have that luxury not to do it, Hitman, but I guess I'm not on a need to do. Alright, Fly with 0 XP, just trying to slow down INFI a bit. And keeping tabs on where the footies and the Archmage are. And he found him. Will take a bit of damage on the Farseer. More so because of the claws of attack. He's gonna try to steal the Ogre Warrior. Even under duress. Because he would love to get another claws of attack and deny it to Fly 100%. Doesn't want to overdo it, but he can surround it. No, he failed the surround. Fly, presumably, with his TC coming out very, very soon from now. Why is INFI called the Iceman? Because he's got his eyes on the game, man. I don't know, is he called the Iceman? I guess they just think he's cool and collected. How many XP do summoned units give? A Feral Spirit gives 12. Which is a little under a third of what a Footman gives. And the Water Elemental gives 42. Which is 2 more than what a Footman gives. Double Sanctum play again. Early Arcane Vault this time. Did never steal the Ogre Warrior 3. This is the kind of thing INFI does when he gets a claws of attack. I honestly believe if he had Ring of Protection, he may not be playing this the same. But he feels like a claws of attack Archmage is so effective at causing disruption. Now Fly went for Endurance first, so he completely relies on auto attacks in skirmishing here. He's not going to try some kind of level 1 War Stomp surround kill maneuver. It looks like Fly is slightly overvaluing the harass. Mountain King isn't here yet. Wait, why Shaman have no mana? Oh, he purged the Water Elemental. That's his first XP this game. 22 XP per hero. And very quickly going for the Ogre Lord. This is something that orcs don't really have a solution to on Concealed Hill yet. With the standard build, with the double grunt opening. Basically, INFI bridged the entire gap until his MK is here by slowing down TC creeping. Uses regen scroll. Finds Unholy Aura! I really think that's even better than Endurance for human. Out healing Lightning Shield. War Stomp and Chain Lightning. With the amount of units they have, that kind of regen. So good. Water Elemental kill by the creeps, not by Fly. You can get the surround. I don't know why INFI never tries. I feel like yeah, you can make that surround with the 3 footmen and the priest that he had there. It's totally worth it to actually do it. I don't know if he has like a ping as well. Have you ever played against them? Yes, Azrael. I've played often against INFI and Fly. I used to travel to tournaments every month, sometimes 2 to 3 times per month. And in the last 2 to 3 years of my career of Warcraft, it was almost always in China. So I'd go to China, come back for like 6 days, go to China again, come back for 12 days, go to China again. And always against INFI and Fly and others. Yeah, jet lag definitely. I mean, I felt like I didn't really have jet lag. I just had exhaustion. You know, jet lag means I can't sleep. For me, it was different. I can't sleep because it's a weird time of the day. That's not what I had. I can't sleep because I'm constantly traveling and needing to be awake and going somewhere and practicing. I got my sleep in. Basically, I could sleep anytime, which means I had no jet lag. I was just tired from traveling. But invigorated by Warcraft 3 games. So TC is level 3, but he's against such a big breaker force again. Ever growing. And INFI went for the expansion in the mid. Which doesn't always get found as quickly by orcs. Because they don't expect it as much. INFI did very well in creeping. And has level 3-3. Farseer is level 1. TC is level 3. Shaman, again open up with the bolt on one of the two shamans. Just like last game, gets killed immediately. It's games like this that makes me wonder why orcs still play standard. Because Stomp doesn't even do anything in these moments. Like, there's almost nothing to Stomp. He gets a priest and a footman. The Wind Rider is nice. It may even get vision of the expansion. Last time I played against INFI and FLY must have been 2009. Don't know exactly for what. Would Snake Wards help? TC doesn't have Snake Wards and Shadow doesn't have Endurance. It's a moot question. You cannot play Farseer Shadow. You may ask why not. But any orc at decent level that has tried Farseer Shadow will tell you that it is not a valid playstyle against human. Farseer Shadow is good for like 1 minute and then it gets terrible. Just believe me, okay? Yeah, I've tried going Shockwave against this as well. To get to the caster backline, but Shockwave is a war of attrition kind of thing. Note that he doesn't even have Chain Lightning. And there's Unholy Aura and Priests. So Shockwave will never get kills either in this moment. Another Shaman goes down. Bolt and Clap. And INFI can afford to play this slow and go for almost no creeps, so long as he maintains a central position that's able to defend his expansion. Blacksmith is here. He goes for the workshop again, which is very smart because it allows him to counter any potential Witch Doctor Sentry macro plays by killing or dispelling or control magicking the Sentry Wards. Back in the day, was it Blade Shadow against human? Yes. It was almost always Blade Shadow. And before that, it was Farseer TC. Footy harass. There is a Shaman here. He could Lightning Shield one of his peons and send the others away. If Footmen don't get microed, that will deal with them a bit. Bolt on the Shaman kills it. Kodo gets a Devour. Tries to walk. Running the gauntlet! Tries to walk through the whole human army. Kodo running the gauntlet to prove himself to the other males of his tribe. You were witnessed, sweet beast. You were witnessed. Level 3.7 TC. Is the game already over? Well, yeah, probably, yeah. Because Fly has an expansion, but he has no lumber. Oftentimes when Orc expands, they use 5 of their 7 lumber workers to get an expansion. Which means they have 2 peons on lumber, which means they can only make basic units and no war mill upgrades, let alone tech transitions. That is TC4, that's pretty good. What item does he get? Robe of the Magi, also pretty good. Hero focus on Archmage might be his best shot. But INFI's positioning has been good. Some people like to throw the game by moving their hero in front of the Orcish army and allowing a focus fire. Throwing the game gives them a good wine narrative. But INFI prefers to just win. Oh, nice split. Only 2 flying machines got hit by the bats. Archmage was in front a bit. But he pulled back. They always try, don't they? Now INFI has a large flying machine force that cannot be dealt with by these Wind Riders. He needs bats to explode on the flyings when INFI isn't looking. He needs 2 bats or 3 to kill all the flyings immediately. And only then can the Wyverns attack something that matters. Which is either going to be hero focus fire or going for the casters. There's so many flyings. INFI is determined not to lose the air battles. And yeah, Wind Riders are kind of the most valuable unit here, so that makes a lot of sense. This is also INFI saying that there's no way that he loses the ground battle. Whether or not he's right. Oh, Devotion Aura is fantastic! Flyings already have 1 armor upgrade, which they share with Breakers. And now Devotion, Bat Rider on 5 flyings. That was a good bat explosion. He needs more. There's another bat. There is another bat. And it goes in. It's not going in yet. The creeps wake up! Murloc backstab! Mountain King focus fire. He invils. I wouldn't be surprised if INFI TPs despite thoroughly winning this fight. Flying machines get murdered. And he TPs, see? Use invil, then TP. Now the difference with Concealed Hill is there is a healing fountain. Otherwise, it would already be over the game. The TP when MK drops low or is soon to be vulnerable strategy is well employed by INFI and TH. But let's not forget that he's upgrading his flyings, his breakers, is at nearly 80 food, repairing the flyings, and has a very healthy army, bigger army, better hero levels, and nearly MK5, which he will get from this camp. Still, Fly is healing up at the fountain for quote-unquote free. Invil again on the MK, Cloak of Shadows. And there is a Witch Doctor now for Sentry Wards, but it will get spotted by flyings. 2 bats, 0 Wind Riders left. Cinematic zoom in. There's so few casters, right? Just 3 priests. He's mostly using TP and regen scroll to keep himself safe. And look how crazy. Human don't even get heal scroll despite having 80 food. Because there's basically no splash damage for the orc player. That's the state of the matchup. No other matchup you would see 80 food versus 80 not packing a heal scroll. You have Fly with 3 heal scrolls. TC gets bolt focus fired again. Kodos slowly waddle in. Get. Bats killing some flyings. Now MK focus fire. Basically Fly's only chance. There's the invul. Clap! Everything is moving at half speed. And another clap in 3. Oh, there we go. That's huge. 2 grunts instantly die. All shamans on half-life. And now TP. MK is low. TP. This is a great learning game for humans. INFI lost almost nothing. Here's a new tower attempt. Why human TP? Well, that's what I keep explaining the whole game, dude. You TP when the MK has already used his invul and drops below 50% life. In order to protect your MK from dying or the fight turning against you, you get 3 thunderclaps off on the entire orc army to damage it, and on non-healing fountain maps that's a win condition. So you get invul on MK, and when it's used, then you TP. You keep your 80 food, you pass start, and you get 200 gold. So what can Orc do here? Well, nothing. Because of his repeated low lumber situation, there are no transitions possible. In theory, against the army that there is here, maybe 12 Windriders with Venom and 4 Bats could win. But he cannot get that. What also could win is 4 Walkers with Master Training, 5 Torrents, a Kodo, and 3 Raiders. But he can't get that kind of army from what he has. And he can't go there straight away and still hope to ever hold an expansion. Double Ivory Tower on the Archmage. He needed a Goblin Shredder, but even then, it would take him so much to transition to prepare such an army. He is always eating breakers though with Kodo. Look at the TC level, 4.8. There's 2 breakers nearly digesting. There could be TC level 5. The best shot under the circumstances for FLY100% is Hero Focus. There we go. Farseer 4, TC 5. From the breaker devouring. Suddenly infeeds at 72 food. Clap. No clap. Purge. Oh, TC's getting arcane towered and feedbacked it. He had 80% mana, now he has none. This time MK had no invul. So as soon as it dropped to 60% life, INFI simply TP'd. The healing fountain is really changing the dynamic of the power struggle here. It is allowing Fly to stay alive in a game where otherwise he would have long since lost. He cannot deal with that kind of clappage without healing fountain. Oh, the clap! It has no damage cap! Look at the breakers, they're not really dying. They've got good upgrades. There's also a paladin coming. That clap was not too good, but still secured 1 unit. There is no TP on Archmage this time, it's on the Mountain King. No mana pots on the TC, so he cannot force kill the Mountain King. Another big clap. There's still 1 heal scroll left for Orc. He just used it. TC is low, has greater heal and invul, and TP out by the Mountain King. Are there any devours? Chomp. He took a priest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 breakers and 2 priests. That was a pretty good fight for Fly. Pretty good fight for Fly. He does need a shop here. A footman just made the peons go inside the burrow. Now, INFI has transitioned to tier 3 during this. I don't know if he's getting like 3-3 breaker upgrades, or if it's just going to be the paladin and maybe a Staff of Sanctuary. So he's got the Staff of Sanctuary. You can actually imagine, Fly is actually holding fairly well, right? You can imagine if INFI had found worse items, that Fly could have already had an advantage. Yeah, the breakers are 2-2 upgrades. Wow. INFI found Devotion Aura, Claws of Attack, and Unholy Aura. Basically the best items for survivability, the 2 auras, and then Claws for the early game. I think that's a large part of why he's doing very well. Note how the Rope of the Magi was even put on the Farseer, because that's bonus +6 damage, and it's not like TC is ever getting a stomp off anyway, because of the Breaker Bolt's Focus Fire. Maybe it's really time to start going Endurance Aura level 3 for Orc instead of Stomp. You still have Stomp because you hope to get like some kind of War Stomp Focus Fire hero kill, but INFI is controlling it too well. Now, those Kodos do keep eating. That's basically Fly's win condition, is devour, heal at the fountain. This army is very difficult to micro, the one that Fly has. There's so many different components. There's so much damage with those 3 raiders that he could actually make a speed line onto the town hall and kill it. He's going for it. There we go. Lightning shields on the peasants, chain lightning, and all the peasants are dead. Invis MK coming in, hits with the clap. But he can just murder this town hall and gets out. Kodo. One is dying. Clap comes in. One Kodo's dead. TP. Town Hall. Dying. A Shaman dies. Second Shaman dies. Fly produced during this. The gold mines are empty. This was INFI's final gold mine. Wow, I am learning so much from this game, actually. The way that Fly is managing these fights. When it looks all but hopeless, when I was ready to write him off. And of course the healing fountain was a very big component of this. But the repeated Kodo usage, the mass heal scrolls, the healing on the fountain, the never overcommitting, keeping his TC safe, repeated invul potions, and this kind of motley army of Wind Riders, Flyings, Raiders, Kodos, Shamans, and a few grunts. It's doing as best as it can. Even when there's inner fire and two breakers. Big war stomp on the back line. Trying to split against the MK. MK doesn't have a lot of mana left. Uses mana pot. Tries to get in position for a better clap, but he keeps getting ensnared. That's a big clap. TC with lightning shields in the back line. Caster's going down. There is a chain lightning. One caster dies. A breaker dies. Infi down to 62 food. This is looking like a win. A heal scroll for the orc. There's no mana left almost on the human heroes. That's one clap. Maybe he gets a second. TC still has invulnerability potion. 61 food for Infi. Now the militia come in. Those militia are also 2-2 upgrades. Clap! Destroys Fly's backline. He suddenly drops to 55 food in one fell swoop. That was a huge clap. TC drops so low. Almost has reincarnation. What incarnation is happening here? There's 4 breakers left. He gets level 6. Reincarnation accessed. All those breakers in the Kodos are now gonna be attempted to be freed. Invul on the Farseer. There's still one chain lightning. He can use it to free himself. He's already free. Fly. MK levels. Which is Dutch for 6. MK level 6. Kills the Farseer. Focus fire on the Archmage. Focus fire on the Archmage. He runs. He shoots. Oh, TP! And he kills another Kodo! Fly is at 35 food. He's mining very little. His Farseer died. And he doesn't have access to the fountain right now because he still has to be killing units. He's gonna... No. No, you save it. Drop your... You save it, though. For a rainy day. Okay, I get it, but I think you save it. Archmage comes back with level 5, Water Elemental level 3. MK went for Stormbolt level 3 rather than Avatar, and Paladin now is level 3. I think Infi may have done it. It looked like Fly had a 20 food lead, but that clap took out 20 food. It wiped out the entire caster and headhunter line. That purge did not give XP because the tower killed it. That's a big clap. Peons died. Stormbolt level 3. What can Fly kill here? The Paladin doesn't have D-Shield. Wait, he does, of course. Devotion Arrow was already found. He's got D-Shield. Easy. Does he know Reincarnation was used? That's a pretty healthy TC that fast after the fight. Oh my god, Infi hasn't had a base for many minutes now, but it looks like he doesn't need it. He's got Brilliance and Triple Hero. Though there isn't a lot of mana left. And Farseer will come back eventually. Fly really needs to make this last as long as he can. Farseer is back. Level 4.8. 1 or 2 purge. And the Farseer will be with Feral Spirits. The big question is there control magic? He never cast Feral Spirits to try it out. Never cast it to try it out. There we go. Is there control? Yes. Well, that sucks. Purge on the Feral Spirit. Level 4.9 Farseer. Another big stomp. Killing the one sorceress that is still there. Got it. So many summons. He has one Purge. Either now or in 1 second. Does he have a Purge? He eats the Water Elemental. Shaman still alive. Mana is depleting for INFI. He's still long distance mining, so a few units are coming in. Reincarnation is not back yet. It can't be. Not that soon. It's a 4-minute cooldown. 240 seconds. Bolt on Dakota would free the Water Elemental. D-Shield. And that's the Shaman. No Bolt right now for the Mountain King. But he will have it soon. Brilliance is in full effect. D-Shield cooldown on Paladin management is gonna be big. Now the Paladin is focusable. Look, Burrow Tower immediately focused the Paladin. This Burrow needs to stay alive. He's not gonna try that again, making Feral Spirits. He's gonna try to go for the Paladin while pretending not to. But look at the Paladin positioning, it's very good. Bolt on the Farseer. And the D-Shield is back. The D-Shield is back. And priests have arrived once again, I believe. One priest from the long distance mining. Burrow goes down. Mining for Fly is gone. He's only got one peon. Maybe 3 peons or 1 peon and a shaman. Level 6.6 on the TC, 4.9 on the Farseer. He's gonna check for mining in the bottom right, but it's long distance in the middle. The winner of this series goes to the quarterfinals and secures himself about $1,500, and of course, much more importantly, the progression into the tournament. Farming, oh, 1 raider is what he has. No peons, 1 raider. Farming level 5 Farseer. He will get it now. 1 more peasant needed. What an awesome game. Oh yes, pillage. You can make 1 peon now. Haha. Is he gonna get a peon or clarity? The loser of this best of 3 drops to the lower bracket, where they will face the winner of X-Lord versus Focus, which is our next best of 3 after this. INFI just sold items. He sold everything he had. Devotion, unholy, rings, claws, whatever. He sold almost everything, except that 1 claws of attacks plus 6. He really likes that one. And he goes for a new town hall at his towers. How much gold is there left? 3.6k, that's more than enough. This is like one of those campaign missions where it's like, the resources here are scarce, my lord. We're going to have to find new bases of expansion if we want to maintain a foothold against the Protoss against the undead scourge. Feral Spirits getting control magic. War Stomp on 2 of the heroes. The next bolt. He has a chance to do an actual surround. Nope. Nope. Let's just let it go. It's more exciting that way. War Stomp, Chain Lightning on the priests. 2 priests have died. There will be no proselytizing. Do you have a minute to talk about the word of the Holy Light? GG! INFI 2-0 against Fly 100%. Awesome game, awesome series, awesome players. INFI goes to the quarterfinals with Fly 100% meeting the winner of X-Lord versus Focus, which will be our next best of 3.